My mother's weaponized incompetence dug her a pretty deep grave. My mother, a 44-year-old nurse, spent 20 years caring for the elderly as an LPN. Over the years, I've heard some intense stories from her. In December, just before Christmas, she was sent home from work after a troubling incident. I assumed it had something to do with a patient, but it turned out to be a family member who called to complain. My mother responded by insulting her, yelling, and then hanging up. At that time, she was on a 90-day trial period after transferring from another facility. She couldn't afford to make any mistakes, but she did. Her old coworkers defended her, but when management confronted her about the outburst, she yelled at them too. As a result, she lost her job. Instead of accepting responsibility, she insisted that her outburst was due to workplace stress, hoping to claim medical leave. But because of her trial status, she wasn't eligible for benefits. She had my stepfather fill out her medical leave form, but he wasn't familiar with her medical history. Unsurprisingly, her claim was denied. She accused him of sabotaging her and waited a month past the deadline to appeal, again blaming him for not making calls on her behalf. It was frustrating, especially since making calls was a huge part of her job and her life as a mother. Because she waited so long, she couldn't appeal her claim. This pushed her over the edge. She lashed out at my stepfather, started drinking, and spent money on frivolous things, fully aware that she had no income coming in and hadn't even begun to look for a new job. My stepfather took on the bulk of the household finances, while I helped care for my two younger siblings. I bought food, new shoes, and even a calculator for my brother, who needed it for school. Neither my stepfather nor I received any thanks. Eventually, my stepfather had enough and gave my mother 30 days to get her life together and move out. When we left my father, we did so without a car or a job, and with only the clothes on our backs. It was hard, but we made it work. Now, with time to prepare and the ability to plan ahead, she claims she's suddenly incapable of handling basic tasks like making phone calls or scheduling appointments. She clearly wants me to step into my stepfather's role, asking for help with everything from finding Google Docs on her tablet to explaining her insurance situation. Meanwhile, she continues to spend money on things like Build-A-Bears and Starbucks, even subscribing to Amazon Prime. I make $25,000 a year, half of which comes from tips. I've decided to take my younger siblings to stay with me, but I won't lift a finger to help my mother. Her refusal to take accountability and her lack of effort have burned every bridge I was willing to build with her. She's furious, threatening to report me for neglecting an at-risk adult, much like an ex-boyfriend threatening to harm himself if you try to break up with him. But I won't be dragged down with her. She created this mess, and I refuse to let her bury me alive with her. The future looks rocky, and my siblings and I have a tough few months ahead, but we'll be okay. To hell with my mom.